We're gonna go one more time down this way, see if we can get a little more speed out of it. Come on. Well, what is going on, folks, and welcome to Seaguar, Texas, home of the legendary Skeeter bass boats. This is my 8th year, I believe, working with Skeeter. They've been an incredible company. They've been so supportive. They were the first big industry company to give a YouTuber a chance, and it's meant a lot to me. So, as a Texas boy, I want to run a gosh dang Texas bass boat, and there's no better one than Skeeter. And yes, we are here again to pick up another brand new boat. I am so blessed to be on such an awesome pro staff at Skeeter Boats. So let's get this stinking white cover off and find out what color I got, because I forgot. Now you may think, Tyler, how do you not know what color you have? You ordered the boat. Well, I did, but they give us like 2 or 3 options, and I say, that one looks the prettiest on the rendering online. It's kind of a surprise when I get it. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty pleasant surprise. This boat is gorgeous. We have a beautiful all black finish except for some silver pinstripes right there forming the Skeeter S on the hull, the S right there, and a little bit of silver on the bottom above the all black hull. Just look at that thing. Oh, ooh. But even though I'm picking up my 7th brand new bass boat in a row, the feeling of something new, something fresh is still there, and I'm excited to make awesome content in this boat, starting with this video. Now, we're not even close to finished with this boat. We have to get electronics put on. We got to have storage put on. We got to show you guys an on-the-water test, including how fast this dang bass boat goes and my forward-facing sonar settings. I'm excited. Let's get this thing on the road. Now, stop number 2 on our bass boat build here is in Longview, Texas at Amphibia Marine. Y'all have seen over the past few years, I have put a custom tackle organization tray system, that was a mouthful, in my brand new Skeeter every single time. Not that there's anything wrong with what Skeeter puts in the boat, but I just think these guys here in Longview can make a better system. So let's show you guys what we did. Now, the first thing Amphibia Marine is really known for is their understep drawer, because in a Skeeter bass boat, that storage space under there is usually underutilized, but with their custom drawer that fits neatly under there, you can store your keys, sunscreen, really anything you want. It is not a totally waterproof area, but it's just extra storage that you didn't have before. The next 2 items are the day box organizer that, again, is a little bit better, more customizable than what Skeeter has, and brand new for this year, they have an actual glove box little container that hangs in there that allows your wallet and keys and whatever else you want to keep on top to be separated from insurance and spare pieces and random screws that fall off the boat. All that stuff can be down there on the bottom, and the daily necessities like keys and wallet and phone are up top. Next, we've got a cooler separator, which is great because it allows you to keep the ice and the drinks in the ice area separate from your snacks and sandwiches. And last but not least, we have the full center tackle storage compartment that allows you to fit more boxes, have more customization, and you can fit so many bags of soft plastics on each side, as well as the hanging trays and now the brand new corner trays to utilize every inch of space possible, because I want my bass boat to look as much like an organized tackle shop as I can. Now, the FXR21 and Skeeter boats in general are not the only boat that Amphibia Marine makes stuff for. If you've got a Bullet, if you've got an Allison, if you've got an Icon, if you've got a Champion, they make accessories, and they can even custom make one if you bring your boat or your kayak even here to their shop in Longview. They can make whatever you need, and I will have all the links for their stuff linked down in the video description. And not only do I have some awesome tackle stuff now in my bass boat, you guys can use code TRF10 to save 10% on your entire Amphibia Marine purchase at amphibiamarine.com. I will have, again, my favorite stuff and what I put in my bass boat linked in the video description. Let's get this bad boy on the road to stop number 3 of our 2025 bass boat rig. Lights, camera, action. We are here. East Texas. Got the boat in front of me. As you can tell, we've actually made one stop before, and that is to get the boat wrapped, the pretty Tyler's Reel Fishing recognizable wrap on there. Y'all stopped me at the gas station. I love it. So the boat went from looking like this to looking like this, and now we are here putting all the electronics on, the stuff that actually allows some real bass fishing to happen. So the batteries, the trolling motor, the live scopes, all that kind of stuff. We are here at the home of Mitch from NBT Marine. Y'all have seen the 22-inch screen I've had on my bass boat in the past. We're running it back, baby, and going even bigger. Now, while we are in Mitch from NBT's shop, you're gonna meet him here in a second. He's out in town running some errands. I have to actually get somebody to install all these fancy things on my boat, because even though I have relatively I would say, micro advanced skills when it comes to installing. I would mess this thing up and it would take me 4 days to do. So we got my buddy Hank from H3, not H3, H3 Productions, Double H Precision Fishing. He is a mobile installer. Yes. I've known him for a long time, and he said, you know what, Tyler, if you ever want me to install your boat, I'll do it. And this year we finally got the opportunity to do that and work together. Hopefully we can knock this out in one day, but if you need someone to come to your shop or your garage or your driveway to install fish finders, clean up your system, he's the man for the job. So you're gonna see him throughout the rest of this install. I'm excited because we got double scopes. Uh-oh. Step one, kill shot. Step one on the install, we are putting the trolling motor up front. I'm going with the Minn Kota Ultrex Quest this year. We have some fancy electronics we'll do here, and we're gonna kind of work our way to the back. So that's a trolling motor. We don't need to talk about it anymore. I feel like I'm gonna start every segment with it's what every man does. While Hank installs the electronics up front, I'm gonna put the Power Pole brand new one pump system here in the back of the boat. I'm gonna put the bracket in and get this thing installed a little faster, thanks to this. We're going cave diving. Yahoo! Oh yeah, bud, we're tight. Oh gosh, oh dang it.
That's good.
Okay. Update. We put the power pole on. Now the moment y'all have all waited for, the dang 22-inch Livescope screen. Actually, it does way more than Livescope, and that is the 22-inch NBT Battleship. Oh, we get to do one of those, take the film off. Y'all ready for this? Oh, I'm just kidding. And the man behind it is this guy right here, Mr. Mitch, he's a Canadian man.
Americans and Canadians are two people.
Slings these 22-inch screens and 18 and 16 and forward-facing sonar mount that's gonna be on the boat and a lot of other awesome stuff. So you're gonna see tons of that on the channel. You're gonna see a little bit of him on the channel. We're gonna get together and fish. And we're not leaving you out. We're not leaving you out, Hank. But it's time to put that screen on the boat and finish up our install. Starting here in the back of the boat, as always, Yamaha SHO250. Not part of the install, but it is an awesome engine. I've got 10-foot power pole blades. We put in two ProGuide lithium 36 VM50 batteries. They are a 50 milliamp hour battery, and I put two of them in parallel, and so that gives us 100 amp hours, way more than I ever need. And moving over here, we have two 31M100 starting batteries, and that again, of course, in parallel, powers everything else in the rest of the boat. Let's see what that is. Moving here to the console, we have the first fish finder, and it's a big one. It is a 16-inch Garmin. What's the official number on this? The 1643 XSV. It's one of their newer 16-inch units, still touchscreen, still has all the awesome active captain capabilities, and I've got a 16-inch screen, a single one in front of me that's good for, of course, many split screen things, side scan, down scan, mapping, and a little bit of something different with NBT we're gonna talk about here in a second, but it's an awesome unit. I have it on the Bassboat Technologies console mount here that is built perfectly for this unit. But what y'all are here for, what I'm excited about, is the brand new dual Livescope setup up there on the front. And this awesome setup being the 22-inch NBT Battleship, we'll talk about this unit here in a second, and a 12-inch, I'm bad with numbers, Garmin 1243 XSV. It's important for y'all to actually know the numbers. I will leave them linked down below. And for the first time ever, I'm running a 2 Livescope system. So let me get Livescope up here. I've got forward on this unit and perspective on this one. But as you'll see here in a second with my very amateur drawing I did, I can actually switch which Livescope is shown on which screen depending on where I'm fishing, what I'm feeling that day. Biggest screen possible to look at Livescope or look at mapping or look at traditional sonar, whatever I want to see. This screen shows what the 16-inch Garmin in the back shows. This is all getting so confusing. Let me just show you a quick diagram I drew on a napkin that hopefully explains this whole setup. Starting here in the back, we have, of course, my two 12-volt batteries and my two 36-volt. That goes to the trolling motor, and this sends power to the rest of the boat. Now here's where it starts to get a little bit confusing. So I have one Livescope in normal and one Livescope in perspective, and they are going to different graphs. So the first Livescope is going to my 12-inch Garmin up top. Again, that one right over there. That's where the first Livescope transducer is going. My second Livescope goes to this Garmin. So no Livescope transducer actually goes to the 22-inch NBT. That is connected via a USB and an HDMI for both touch control and screen mirroring to the 16-inch unit. So anything this unit does, the 22-inch NBT sees, and I can also control everything from as far as touchscreen and sonar and everything this unit can do can be controlled from this one as well. And so you might wonder, well, how is this one connected to this one, which is connected to this one? That is via an actual Garmin network cable, as the squiggly line shows here. And so that's how this whole system here is one big circle. It's all connected, even though it is 2 Garmin products and 1 non-Garmin product. I hope that makes sense. At least it does to me. Screenshot it if you want, but that is how we've set up this really awesome configuration that's really not all that complex once you take a look. And one last thing I forgot to mention is that the Bass Boat Technologies hood mount is what I have the 2 screens up here mounted to, and that allows you to have easy access without actually fully de-installing your entire graph mount to get to your wires. Again, the hood mount is awesome for that with the NBT 22-inch gimbal. That is, I mean, rock solid. For a 22-inch screen, if you would have told me this much screen years ago is that stable, I wouldn't believe you. One last look at the boat before we head out on the lake. Big thanks, boys. Hank?
Yes, sir.
Mitch? And we got to get this boat on the water for the first speed test. All right, first start. Will she go? We're getting there. Hey! Vroom, vroom. La da 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 da. It's the one and only boat breaking day. Well, that's nice. 16 inches of side scan. Well, welcome folks to the boat break-in process. So the most boring part of a Yamaha outboard owner's journey is the boat break-in, but it's the most important part because as long as you do it right, your Yamaha is not gonna have a single issue. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe you'd have an issue, potentially. I've never had one in the 7 boats I've owned, so pretty good odds. And luckily, I found a YouTube video explaining how to properly break in your Yamaha outboard. Let's watch. Simple break-in process on your new Skeeter boat. Welcome to class.
Welcome to class.
Your first hour of operation is going to be nothing over 2,000 RPMs. Boring. Gosh, that guy's lame. But you heard the man, nothing over 2,000 RPMs for the first hour. We are sitting at half an hour of just idling around filming this intro, so we have another half hour to go. We'll see y'all at the end. This is boring.
I done did like 100 up front. What you mean when I back in the tuck? All my brothers, we keep it a buck. And I'm cracking the lane with my dog. I can't lie that we ready for war. You gon' know that we get it some more. Go ahead, go and run up the scope. I got my
well, hour 1 is complete. Some jams were had, some dance moves were completed, and we are ready to move on to hour 2, which is just as boring, but colder. Gonna get this bad boy on plane just a little bit and do this for a whole hour, so.
They waited long enough. I'm in that O2 swerving like a big truck.
Dun, dun, dun. 2 hours done. And as a little reward, I'm gonna put my trolling motor in the water for the very first time and I don't know, look around a little bit. You gotta turn it on, Tyler. All right, well, my live scopes are not looking good. So I need to, well, I don't know what's going on. It looks like perspective and forward are mixing together, which should not be happening. There we go. I factory reset them, and they're great. I blame Mitch, he did something. Not Hank though, Hank's innocent. What I do first of all, I take the distance and the gain off of auto. My distance I'm gonna put to like 75 feet. Appearance, I like the color scheme black emerald, just personal preference. Color gain and color limit, we'll get to those here in a second. Trails off, bottom fill off. I'll go over all these settings in a future video in detail. Ghost rejection, let's see what high does. Yeah, ghost rejection on low. I'm gonna increase the gain to where there's a little bit of clutter in the screen like that. Then go to the appearance color gain, or sorry, color limit. Kind of, as you can see, clears up the screen there. See if we can't find a fish. Ooh, there's one right there. A little school of fish at the base of that tree. Even bigger at 70, wow. Looks like we got a big tree coming out this way over here. Let's take a quick look at perspective now. I have no idea how to set these settings, so you're gonna see in real time with me this year how we figure this thing out, but this will be fun. Well, let's get the trolling motor up, put back on the Blue Storm, and figure out how fast this sucker goes. Life jacket on, kill switch attached. Trim all the way down and let's get it going. Pretty good hole shot, honestly. Better than I expected. All right, so we got to 71 miles an hour. Now the thing about getting speed on a boat is you have to have your weight distribution right. Right now, I only have a half tank of gas and my tackle, no rods in the front left side. But I mean, my rod's combined maybe 50 pounds, if that, and so I'm not really factoring any additional weight into the boat. This is kind of the full weight. But what's different about this one as compared to last year's, my trolling motor is heavier and I have a heavier graph up front as well, and that affects how much lift the nose can get. So we're gonna go one more time down this way, see if we can get a little more speed out of it. But you know what, 71, fast enough. That was faster than I expected. And with an official top speed of 74.6 miles an hour, maybe I could have squeezed an extra 0.1 or 0.2 in there. This is, I think, the fastest I've ever gotten any of my Skeeter boats to go. Skeeter is not known for being a fast, speedy bass boat company. That's Bass Cat and Allison and Bullet. Skeeters are known for their ride and their finish, but the fact that I got this thing to that type of speeds, a 21-foot boat, it's pretty crazy. Maybe honestly, the extra weight has actually helped my top speed. I'm not sure, but either way, I was going no hands at 74, which I'm not gonna do. I wouldn't recommend it, and I'm sure Yamaha would tell me, Tyler, don't say that, but I was able to not have to drive it like I did last year at 74 miles an hour, which is awesome. So I'm pleased. This thing is running awesome. I can't wait to make some awesome videos with it this year. Let's get this thing back on the trailer. Well, every time a new boat comes around, it's hard not to be excited just because it's a new boat. But for a multitude of reasons, this boat just feels a little bit different. I think it's because for the first time in 5 years, really being full-time doing this, I am not constrained by the travels of the Bass Pro Tour. I'm not filming out anymore. Still my best friend, but I'm not traveling the country with him. And so I get to go where I want, when I want, which means if the bite is fire out here, I can drive over here, launch the boat, and make a video with nobody telling me I can't. So I'm excited. I told myself as I launched the boat today, you know what, I'm gonna catch 2 10-pounders out of this lake alone this year. That's my goal. Very possible I fall short, but either way, this boat is gonna make me some really fun memories. Now, as y'all saw, so many different companies and people came together to make this boat from a figment of my imagination to an actual reality. So thank you to Mitch from NBT. So happy to be working again with him more directly this year. Hank, the awesome mobile installer. Again, I'll have all his information linked down in the video description. Huge thanks to Pro Guide for their lithium batteries and their charger. I will have all my stuff, like I mentioned, linked down in the video description, as well as all the discount codes y'all can use. I'm excited to see how the whole Pro Guide system works in my boat this year. And of course, I can't not thank Skeeter Boats and Yamaha Outboards for believing in me for, I think, the 7th straight year now. It's a dream, honestly, to be able to work with companies like that, and they would trust me as a YouTuber and an influencer to run a boat like this all over the country. It's so much dang fun. So my name's Tyler. As always, it's a pleasure. If you want to see my last boat build and kind of compare the two, I will leave it up here. They're pretty similar. And if you want to watch my last boat fishing uncut about Livescope fishing, whammy, it'll be up here when that video drops in these 2 corners. My name's Tyler. As always, it's a pleasure. I'm going to get back in the car because it's cold, and we'll see y'all next time right here on TRF.